And away we go. And going up in lane 1, we've got Brun coming down, and over the far side we got Janie and Eddie coming for their handover. And how's that? And great handovers there, and away goes Pete, away goes Janie and Eddie, and they're being pushed by Greg and Libbie. So these three at the moment, it's going to be in the middle, Janie and Eddie. And Pete coming down, and he's pushing it, and he gets over the line. So away we go after flag. There was an interesting start in lane 1 anyway, racing down, and great vault there from the Reds, and over the far side it is Josh and Jake. So these two, lane 2 and lane 7, and so they're running back down, and here comes Pete, and over the far side is Josh and Jake, and over comes Pete, and then Janie and Eddie. Et c'est parti, and a great start there from the Blues, and one on the floor for Reds, so Pete's going to go back and collect that up, and a great first lane for lanes 6 and 7, and a great take there for Janie and Eddie, and lane 1, Josh and Jake. And these two, lane 1, lane 7, coming over together, looking at each other as they cross the line. Oh my goodness, and I think the one's just getting over the... And away we go for Little Lifters. And a great scoop there for Josh and Jake. And they spin around the bin and put those in. They're being followed over the far side by Greg and Libbie. And a great pick there for the Whites on the near side. So they're going to be the first ones to lift the hatband. And out come what a great take there. Away go Janie and Eddie. So these two in the lead, and they're being pushed over the far side by Greg and Libbie and Pete and Brian. But it is the Whites in lane 1 who are going down now to pick up their final litter, and Pete and Brian in red pushing them, but it's a great pick there from Eddie, and in it goes, and an easy 8-pointer there. Over the far side is, and away we go, and a great start there in lane 1. And so going up the top end, it is picked up there by Greg and Libbie. Down they come, storming down in lane 1, but they're going to be pushed by Eddie and Janie, and so it's going to be very close. I know what you're saying. And away we go for Flag Flyers. And up to the top, and it's a great put in from the Reds and the Oranges, so they're coming down there to pick up, and it's all going to be on the handover, and a great, oh, it's on the floor for Josh, and so that's going to allow Janie and Eddie and Pete and Bron, and these two coming down now. It's gonna be Janie and Eddie coming over, and then over the far side Pete and Brian, and then a good score there for James and Emma. You might get into double points. And we're off. There's a nice start here in lanes 1 and 2. I think Ewan's off the pony fastest, quickly across the stones and back up into the pony. Has given him a nice lead over here in lane 1 as Sadie comes running down. We've got a problem over there in the white hat covers, but it looks like it's all Sadie here in lane 1. She jumps back up into the pony, no problems for her. Got purple coming through as well, blue and orange with a nice run. And we're off. Bit of a jump there in lane 2, I think, but it's a nice even run. Oh, we've had one mug go down. I think someone's circling back. But it looks like it's going to be red, white out in front, followed by red, green and blue, but white have taken that one from red. Green, lovely put on there. Blue, others just making sure of it now. I've only got one more hatband out on the field over the far side there. That's a nice clean run for orange over the far side. Now we've got 3 running for points now. We've got blue and black running. I think black's taken that. And we're off. Nice even break. I think everyone's hit the ground nice and early as we all tear up through the tyre. Almost all going through together, but I think it might be black in lane, the black of Pete and Brian who have turned first. They might be just out from red of Sadie and Ewan. And who's going to get through? Who's going to jump back on the pony? We've got white over the far side there coming through. That's Mitch and April out there. I think it's Ewan. Don't quite get away with that one.
Now satisfied. Nice even start there as they all charge up together. All 8 riders have got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got all 8 containers on first, so it's going to be some nice racing, but I think it might be the white hat cover of Mitch over the far side out in front, leading the charge back up as he's got his red one on. We've got a couple changing over, and now this is where it all starts to get a bit confusing. I think it might still be Mitch out over the far side as he's bringing his third container back, but they've still got to make a change over the far side as well. We've got blue containers coming down now as the red hat band go out, the yellow hat band go out. And I think Mitch is now going to have to change. A lovely put down there. He's the only one with a yellow container on, but others are coming back through now. We've got green about to make a changeover. I think it could be April over the far side as we've got a drum go down here in lane 3 with Pete and Brian. A lovely put down there for April as she makes sure a green container stays on, and they've crossed the line ahead of red. We've got a late race for the line here with... Alrighty, and we're off. It's a nice even start. I think white here of April and Mitch just ahead of, but we might have, I think Pete might be out in front in the black hat cover. We've had one person had to circle back over there in the green. A nice change over there from yellow who's got the change over. I think it's still Pete and Brian out just in front on black. Red's hot on their heels, that looks like Ewan. They're coming home pretty quick. We've got a light of yellow, red and black. I think the red of Ewan might have taken it from... Oh, and we're off. I think blue, white and red have got a bit of a good break from that. Let's see who can get the turns and pick up on the way home. It looks like it's red over the far side. That'll be Leanne and Vicky. But April's coming back pretty quick. So it looks like red's handing over first. As Ewan goes charging out, I think it's Ewan from Mitch in white. Ewan and Mitch heading out. Who's got the clean pickup? Who's going to come across? Looks like it's a good clean pickup from Mitch here in lane 2. And he'll take it from Ewan. Now we've got a run on here as orange just take it from Pete in black. We've got a hand over here in purple, so there's still 3 teams out there to finish. All 4 teams out there to finish. We've got a hand over go down, another rider out on the ground, and having a bit of trouble here in lane 1 with a net turning sideways. Yep, and we're off. Nice even break there, I think. Might be April there in lane 2, just ahead of the pack as everyone goes up for the turn. Lovely put in there, and it looks like it's red and white out in front. Leanne had to circle back there in purple, but it looks like it's going to be a changeover. Red from white, from green and orange together. Yellow, blue and black's having to circle back as the balls hit the ground. And purple's coming through, but now out in front it's still white and red. Ewan and Mitch come charging for the home. I think it's...
So away they go up to the top end for the first time. Socks are safely in the buckets on the way up. But coming into the changeover, it's Thomas and Megan, also Alex and Abby. I have to say that the colours are quite difficult to see from up here in the sunshine, but we won't complain about the sunshine. So second pairing's away and we're waiting for the white hat band. And it's a problem for Faye and Dan. So away we go, and a good start there for Joe on the near. And away they go this time, and good collections by everybody as they change over. And a really fast change over for James and Chop as they head for the line, followed by Matt. So down we go with the first cartons, and coming back we've got very much of a muchness, but they turn for the second time. And it's it's Alex and Abby going well on the near side from Joe in the centre, then James and Chock, Greg and Libby. It's all going to be on these second runs. And heading to the line, it's Max and Joe, followed by...
Low level, bit by bit, all that is on a high level, you feel 6 seconds down.
Allez Megan! Allez Megan!
We need to make a decision here because you're in the next heat, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm in there. So they're twisting and turning and they're coming in for changeover, and it's Joe from Greg and Libby, followed by Faye and Dan, and then on the far side it's Greg and Libby. The blue and the green are looking very much similar in this sunshine. Thomas and Megan.
Allez Thomas! Allez Diamant! Oui, oui,
So
oui,
heading for the
oui!
line, it's Thomas
Yeah.
and Megan. So away we go for ball and cone. And the first ball goes on. Problems over on the far side for the green pair and the yellow pair, but everybody else is storming on the way back. And it's Joe from James and Chuck, and also the orange pair of Alex and Abby. They're chased out by Greg and Libbie. Then on the far side, Thomas and Megan. But heading for home, and it's a miss there. So it's James and Chuck who take it. So away we go, boxers, hopefully. Oh, and it's gone down for Max and Joe. So heading back, it's Thomas and Megan, and also James and Chuck. Then on the far side, it's Faye and Dan, followed by Greg and Libbie. So hat bands are now out on the field, and the first one over is going to be James and Chuck. On the far side, it's Faye and Dan, followed by Thomas and Megan.